Hey y'all, I just want to make one thing very, 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 very clear. I have not been, and I never will be, a blind Trump supporter. I am a Republican, but that's not why I voted for Trump. I don't just believe that he can do no wrong and that doesn't matter what negative, horrible things he's said. I don't care. He hasn't said it. He's fine. He's fine. I'm not in denial about who he is and what he's done. I can acknowledge that he's done some not so great things. He has said some not so great things. But what we don't do over here, okay, is sit here and go, he's an R word. He is a neo-Nazi. He's a dictator. He's a fascist. He's going to take away my rights as a woman. No. No, honey, no. See, what I do is I take actual facts. I take into account the fact that I know what I have seen, and I know what I have heard, and I know what facts there are actually out there. I look at the facts, I research. You can use ground.news. That's a great news channel or website to go to get educated on different sides of the spectrum. Whether red or blue, it don't really matter. It'll tell you if it's center, right, left-leaning. It doesn't matter. It'll tell you the high factuality of it or if it's a low factuality. Go to or unbiased news channels or websites and go and do your research for yourself. Because I'm telling you, that is what paid off for me personally. I know without a doubt in my mind that not once has Trump ever talked about infringing upon my rights as a woman. I have a daughter. If I even thought for 1 second that he was going to infringe upon her rights as a woman, I wouldn't have voted for him. I did know, however, that if I voted for Kamala, that she wasn't going to be able to ever play women's sports without, having a competition of a biological male. So, again, facts. Me personally, based on the facts, I truly believe that Trump is more of a feminist than Kamala Harris. And I'm not talking about these extremist feminists, the ones that sit here and are, doing the 4B movement thinking that their rights are about to be infringed upon, and so they're standing up to the patriarchy. And some of them are shaving their heads in the name of the movement. That's not part of the movement, I know that, so I don't need people coming at me on here because of that. But not hooking up with men that don't really care, like having one-night stands. Not dating men that some of them won't be great, some of them would be great, and they would deserve better. So would you. Not marrying men and not, getting pregnant and potentially having a child, or, that would lower the amount of abortion rates. So by all means, do that. But realistically, if you're talking about a traditional feminist, what are the facts here? Yes, I believe that trans people, they should have their own places. They should have their own spaces. They should be able to do what they want and say what they want and wear what they want. That is totally fine with me. But the moment that you start infringing upon my rights as a woman, as a biological man, maybe you don't identify as a man anymore, but that's totally understandable and that's fine. I'm not telling you can't do that. However, when you start coming into my spaces, that's when I have a problem. Trump agrees with that. Again, if you want to go into facts and you want to sit here and discuss that and you want to have a come to Jesus meeting together and you want to have a debate, whatever, that's totally fine with me. I'm okay with that. We can sit here and do videos and message back and forth and talk about the differences between, what you believe and what your fears are about him being president, and I can sit here and I can do all the research for you so you don't have to. And I can tell you all the reasons why he's a good president, in my opinion. Again, I'm just talking lived experience under a Trump administration versus a Biden-Harris administration. Facts about who he is, what he's done, and honestly the fact that he is a businessman, not a politician. And I honestly, honest to God, don't trust politicians because they tend to lie a lot. Now, I'm not saying Trump is perfect because he has lied, and there have been things that have come out about pretty much every single person who has been in government positions. They have lied or said untruths or whatever you want to call them. Or because of age, sometimes they just forget. It's okay. And you know what? people are allowed to make mistakes. I feel like a lot of people, they put so much freaking pressure on the president, and it's almost as if they expect him to be perfect. It's the same kind of pressure that I put on my dad growing up, and I was expecting him to be perfect, and he was supposed to be Superman. He was supposed to be able to do nothing wrong. Same with my husband. A lot of times I put that same kind of pressure on him, and I don't even realize that I'm doing it. But it's not really fair, if you think about it. Because you're allowed to screw up, you're allowed to make mistakes, but then those people in your life can't. Again, make it make sense. He's human. He's gonna screw up. He's gonna make decisions that are not the best decisions. Hopefully, as a president, when you have a lot of people advising you and in your administration who can help you and guide you in the right direction or tell you when you're screwing up, which I know J.D. Vance will do, honestly, I don't have any concern because you also have RFK Jr. and Vivek Ramaswamy and Tulsi Gabbard, all pretty incredible people if you think about it. So no, I don't have any concerns about the country, and no, I don't have any concerns about my rights because nothing's ever been said to the contrary. If you have anything that you want to say that, you want to prove to me that he has in fact said something that I'm not aware of that mentioned, taking away women's rights, then by all means, I'd be happy to hear it. All I know is that that man has already discussed wanting to help make America healthier again using RFK Jr. to do so. They're going after people that have been making us sicker and sicker, and my daughter is autistic, and a lot of it has to do with a lot of things that I'm not going to even mention, but whatever. They want to do the right thing for the American people, and they want to make sure that they are hearing your voice. They want to actually not censor you. Honestly, if anything, Trump has every right to want to censor people, but he's not. That should just right there tell you what kind of person he is, because he could very easily censor people and, take off news channels and, all the fake news and a-holes that wanted to spread misinformation about him. He could very easily shut that down, but is he? Will he? I'm just saying that maybe these are some things that you need to consider and think about before just making assumptions and having a freaking fit and being terrified. And when I say terrified, I don't mean it sarcastically, because some people are genuinely scared, and I can understand from a different perspective. If you were fed the lies and the rhetoric that has been being served to you on a silver platter and shoved in your face by, not only the Harris administration, but, Biden as well, the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, but I'm not going to sit here and name off all the people that have been pushing that rhetoric. The View, the Squawking Birds. Anyway, I really hate to see that people are actually genuinely fearful because of what they've heard. But if you do the research, you'll learn that you should not be as fearful as you are. If you refuse to actually learn and you don't care to learn and you just want to keep on believing what you're believing and you want to continue to be scared about realistically nothing, then maybe you should leave the country, because the United States citizens, the American people, have made their decision. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day, night, wherever you are, and I hope that I clarified that it is in fact not me being a blind Trump supporter, and it's just logic. It's critical thinking. That is the reason why I made the decision that I did. And honestly, I genuinely love the fact that that man could not be controlled. And being a businessman, he knows how to run our country the way it needs to be run, like a business. He chose incredibly strong people to run with him. And I honestly, the one thing that I love and kind of hate at times is just how he just doesn't give a fuck. Trump's gonna do what Trump's gonna do most of the time when it comes to his colorful language, and he doesn't hold back, and I love that. Anyway, love y'all. Peace out. Bye.